Hey folks, Coach JZ here with you as always with the Lifetime Athletes Training Tribe. I've got member content for December and January coming up. This is our agility focused training block. So we're always working on strength, speed, power, and endurance, but we are emphasizing agility. We're getting started with the definition of agility, and as you know from the things that I write and say, agility is the combination of several components. You have your mobility, you have stability, you have reactivity, and you have fluidity. And those things all come together to make you a supple movement smith, an agile beast indeed. And that's what we're working on this week, starting on November 29th. And technically it's the end of November, but this is the December block that we're working on. Well, before you can become multi-directional competent and use various speeds and challenges, it's very important to establish balance and stability. So that's what we're going to be going over in today's video. And you notice that I'm barefoot. I'm going to recommend that the gym components of what we're performing be done barefoot, because that condition will give you a bit more anchoring to the ground and proprioceptive input so that you can start to build not only your foot strength and function, which is so valuable, but the inner workings of the agility in your body. Also, it's very important that as we get into this darker time of the year, we start to emphasize the micro workout. And that's an evolutionarily consistent principle that I talk about in my seasonality model of training. So in the dark time of the year, when the daylight hours are short, humans are hardwired to sleep more and conserve energy. So we should still train, but we want to do so with a bit less volume and intensity compared to what we might do in the summer months. And so these workouts shouldn't take you too long to perform, perhaps 30 or 40 minutes. Jumping right into the movements, and you can refer to the member training document, the member program document, to get the exact sets and repetitions and circuitry that we're going to be using. But I want to share with you each of the movements. There's only a few, and I can be a good demonstrator, or at least I hope. All the movements are unilateral. In other words, they're done on one side of the body at a time. First up, we're going to do a bench bridge. And essentially, I'm going to lay down on this mat and put my feet up on the bench. Now, you can use a box or a chair or a cooler, whatever you have, and that's going to be fine. I just want to make sure we've got enough of me in the screen that you'll get a picture of this exercise. So what you'll notice is that bench bridge is done slow and controlled. And what I did was I put my foot, the arch of my foot, on the edge. That's one variation. I'm going to recommend that for this time. We have done it in the past where you dig the heels in. This time, place the arch on the edge. The next exercise I want to show you is the overhead press from a squat sit position. I'm going to move this mat out of the way. You can take any weight that you deem appropriate for a one-arm lift, and you're going to do it from a full squat position. So you'll get down in your full squat and then press up, trying to achieve full lockout if possible. Now, this is actually a deceptively challenging exercise. And over time, what you're going to hope to do is achieve a foot flat ATG position Nice and solid there, as well as that full lockout overhead. Really a great challenge to the mobility and stability components of agility. Whew. From there, we go to a pull down from a half kneeling position. Now, I've got mine set up over here, and really, since we're all about can-do country, hashtag find a way, hashtag no excuses, you can rig up your tubing or band over whatever you've got. It could be your pull-up bar, as I have here, a rafter, something outside. You can close a door on it. Doesn't really matter, but you'll find a way and have some padding for your knee. So what you'll notice is I opened up my stance so that the front foot was opposite the hand that was doing the pulling down, and that's going to be the best position for this movement that you can utilize. Now, next up, we've got an exercise we've done previously in the tribe, and it's called the medicine ball bench lower, or basically it's a sit-down exercise, kind of a partial one-leg squat. So what you're going to do is take any medicine ball that you have, and I'm hoping you can load these exercises up a bit heavier than I'm demonstrating. You're going to get squared up, and then what you do is achieve balance on one leg, and then control the descent. One down, two up. That's how you perform this exercise. The challenge is not to just collapse and crash, but to hold and maintain that control as you're performing. And with all of these exercises that we're doing in the workouts of this week, we're not doing alternating reps, one left, one right. Everything is all your numbers on left and then all your numbers on the right. So next up, we've got the unilateral or single leg Romanian deadlift on an unstable base. You may have a balance disc available, and if you do, that's great. You may even have a Bosu ball, preferably for this exercise, flat side up. But what I'm going to show you is you can use any cushion or pillow, and it's going to work quite well for this movement. Again, we'll go opposite hand of the loaded foot. First, you're going to achieve stability and one leg balance, and then you're going to hinge or tip. Come up nice and slow under control. You can touch that foot back down between reps if you need to. Great exercise for mobility, posterior chain, hamstrings, and balance. Next up, we've got the lateral pull push. So what you're going to do is you're going to anchor your tubing or band mid-range, roughly waist level, give or take. Establish a wide athletic stance. Have enough tension on the band so that it's pulling as you're reaching. You don't want slack. Then you're going to pull into the body as you pivot and push. So this is a lateral pull push. Going from side to side. Notice how I load the legs, the trunk, the arms. You want to make this as non-robotic as possible. And then we go into really what's a finale exercise in workout B. It's a combi move or combination of several different key lifts. For that, you're going to want to use either a dumbbell or a kettlebell. And again, after a few practice rounds, you may want to load this up a bit heavier than I'm going to demonstrate with. What we're going to do is we're going to pair or combine 4 movements. So you've got your deadlift with one arm. Then we've got the hang clean. So you want to load and explode the weight up and catch it. Then you have the push press. So you're going to compress your springs and then lock out. And then lastly, you're going to do a lateral lunge, stepping to the side, dropping into a lunge one way and the other. And that's 1 rep. I'm going to do that again so you get the idea of how the flow works. Deadlift, hang clean, push press, lateral lunge. Always the goal is to use good form, but eventually go heavier and deeper with your motions if you can. Okay, so those are the key exercises in the workouts for this first week of the agility block. There are some aerobic movements and some other items that you'll see in the program. Perfect sense. But guys, I hope you enjoy this week's session. Thanks as always for being a member of this amazing community. And until next time, this is Coach Jay-Z signing out from the Training Tribe and the Lifetime Athlete.